bigger threats to me are going to be definitely Lauren and Kayla. Those are the big two threats. I know our drama queens from earlier during the redemption kind of called them out. They just want TV time, just throwing names out. Bitter, they're salty towards me, salty towards them. They wanted to have their last hoorah, whatever. They weren't here to play. So Kayla and Lauren are the big ones. And of course, I think people know that Lauren's right-hand person is going to be Eric and Julian, and then Kayla's is going to be Luke, and honestly, I don't know who else yet, because I'm pretty sure I can get David and Nina and Josh to vote her out.
Once I came into this game, every single game I ever play, people know who I am somehow. Even if I have no connection to them whatsoever, they know everything about me, which is really, really annoying. But I thought coming into this one, everything would be fine. I knew Julian wouldn't say anything, and I knew Nina wouldn't say anything. But then all of a sudden, people know I won Survivor Northeastern, and I host Survivor Northeastern, and I did all these crazy things in Can You Survive? And yeah, it's true, but how did they know this stuff? It's really frustrating. So obviously, when you don't know half of these people, you're going to perceive the things that you know and just go off of that. So it's really frustrating. I feel like I have done a really good job of laying low for the first part of the game, and all of that's gone to waste, just like it happened in the last game I played.
Beginning of merge?
Yeah.
Or just even threats in general, I don't beginning of merge, and that makes no sense to me, because it's going to get yourself voted out later.
Exactly. Then all of a sudden, because whoever the second biggest threat is, which
I don't know where I stand.
Maybe it's Luke, since they said, but maybe, I don't know. Whoever the second one is, then suddenly is first.
We're in a situation where there's now 5 original blue, 4 original red, and 3 original gray. During the last strategy session, we were chatting with Gray, or I was chatting with the 2 Gray folks who were at the vote, and they both said they wanted to work with the red group. They were very adamant to me about that. And we basically agreed we're going to vote for Rachel at this vote and let Blue feel safe. And then the next vote, you'll vote with us, and we can take one of them out.
So
I don't think told me. I've never told me.
I want to make sure we're taking out a blue that I feel like I haven't really had better conversations with, because down the line I do want to be potentially the one to shake things up at the right point. So I want the people who are still in the game at that point to be people who would feel good working with me if I came to them with some sort of plan.
I tried to pull this move on Matt last time, because I was like, well, I don't want gray to have the power if red and blue are equal. So I tried to do this, and we're scrambling for so long, and then right at the end, Rachel's like, yeah, I want to go, and I'm like, all right, you couldn't have said that at the beginning before I just may have messed up my whole game.
That hurts my game. That was a total shock. She has been kind of my, in some ways, my go-to in terms of looking at numbers, because her and I had a close connection. So I know where my vote was going, her vote was going, where her vote was going, my vote was going.
The last round, we went way too slow, and we didn't have an idea at the end. And honestly, Rachel wanting us to vote for her kind of saved our asses a bit, because I think Blue was just about to pick right through us.
I feel like I'm at the point in games where I don't have a significant amount of emotional stake in things. So it's a game to me now, which is very fun, and I'm not crying about everything.
No, there's a lot to figure out. There's a lot to experience still. I'm super excited for it, and I'm ready for what comes. I'm now just starting to feel a little bit more in the groove of myself. The stress is going away. I've made the jury, and I think it's now time to really start playing the game.
All right, final 12. Welcome to your first individual immunity challenge. This challenge is called Safety Shake, and here's how it's going to work. You're going to pick up a board with 12 balls on it. We'll give you a little bit of time to kind of get the board adjusted where you want it. And then each round, I'm going to call a specific ball that you need to get through the hole in your board. If you are the last person to get your ball through that hole, you're out. Or if the wrong colored ball goes through the hole, you are out. So multiple people could get out just because they dropped the wrong ball through the hole, but the last person to get the correct ball will always be out every round. Make sense? So multiple people can go out every round. If balls fall off over the side, you'll also be out. So you got to keep all the balls on the board. And once you pick up your board and we say the challenge has started, it's a live challenge, live board. You don't put it down between each round. So even if you get the correct ball through and then a different colored ball sails into the hole, you're still out. So you got to keep those balls balanced and away from that hole that are not supposed to be in it. Once again, you're playing for immunity. This is the immunity necklace, lovingly donated by our season 1 Outlast cast. Has a fox and a bear. Their tribe spirit and energy is in the necklace. So wear it with pride. So that's what's at stake. You'll be safe and guaranteed a spot in the final 11. All right, make sure everything's away from your body. First ball is purple. First ball is purple. Gotta be either the last one or if the wrong ball goes in. But you're looking for the purple ball. David's good. Julian's good. But you're all kind of next. Good. Drew's good. Eric's good. Correct. Oh, sorry. In between rounds, yes. If you want to rest against the right. We got Luke. We got Kayla. Luke's good. Jess and Kayla. Is that what we have left? It's hard to tell which spotters are which. Sorry.
Jess is good.
Jess is good. Dropped a second ball, so Jess is out. Kayla's also out because she was the last one with that ball. Red ball. Make sure the board's away from your body. Red ball.
Nina Drew good.
Julian's good. Luke's good.
Eric's good.
David's good. Austin dropped 2. Josh dropped the wrong one. Lauren dropped. That's Matt. Matt, sorry, you are out. You're the last one. Yeah, you're the last one. All right, we've got Eric, David, Luke, Julian, Nina, and Drew. Fighting for immunity. All right, boards away from your belly, please. Your bodies. Next ball is blue. Julian's good. Luke's good. Gina's good. Drew's good. Eric's good. That means David, you're out. Going for yellow. Going for yellow.
Drew good. Eric good.
Julian's out. Luke is good. And his last one is out. All right. Away from the body, please. Looking for a green ball. Drew's good. Luke's good. Means Eric is out. Down to Luke and Drew. All right, for the final round. First one to get it through the hole wins. It is a pink ball. Go. Luke drops it. Luke wins immunity.
Yes.
All right. Luke, come on up. First immunity win of Outlast 23. You are safe. Cannot be voted out the next tribal council. Guaranteed a spot in the final 11. Y'all gonna head back to camp for some time to strategize, and we'll call you out for tribal council. Good luck.
I know that I have the strategic ability to run the game farther on, so I'm just trying to set myself up for that right now. And I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job because there's already some people who have emerged as bigger threats. And I think as long as those bigger threats aren't me, I'm doing okay. Gray wants to work with us to take out Kayla. And Blue and Nina want to work with us to take out one of the Grays.
I really don't want to take out a woman right now. There's only 4. And yeah, so it's not like some a woman's science thing. There's just 8 people in the game that are not women.
Yeah, well,
So,
I'd rather go against one of the Grays.
well, Luke and David sound like they would vote Josh.
So, you know what I can tell? I can tell the Grays. I talked to the Reds, and they would rather go Josh. And then it got Lisa. And they probably have
I'm just scared.
I haven't heard you with anyone, but I don't think anyone would be second named.
I am just trying to gain some trust with people, try to convince them that if I'm seen as such a big threat, then why would they want me out now at Final 12? Because that gives people so much more time to go after them. So there's really no need to get me out right now. But who knows if they'll buy it.
I thought that as soon as I left Immunity, everyone should come from
That's funny. That's how I felt. Like when Luke won, because I sort of assumed people perceived like, you know, Luke and me tied. I mean, of course, we were together in the beginning. And, yeah, I'm not used to them, but like, I feel like I would be next to a couple bucks if they don't have a shot at him. He got called out, so you got, you know, you're gonna be a star, and there's no way to like dim that light. So you just, what I would do is keep leaning into it, and I think this is how I would approach it. Is like we are kind of who we are and how we're going to be perceived, and we can try to diminish that, but it doesn't come across as authentic. So I think you're doing in my opinion, you're doing the right thing. I love your style of play, and you're bold, and you have a lot of things that I wish I had more of. I would love to learn. I'm serious.
At this point, it's going to be round by round, trying to get one round further. Every individual immunity is going to be a must-win. But right now, I'm just going to try my hardest to push the vote on somebody else. I'm hoping people right now only see me as a strategic threat and not a challenge threat, because challenge threats are more visible at the beginning of the merge.
I don't want to do this, of course, but if it's going that way, if you could please send it to like Josh, which I feel like, but if this is like self-preservation, I gotta think like, and I want to be with the ones that I'm like closest to. I know Nina and who are, you know, want to ride together too. And if I don't care who your people are, but my three would be Nina and me, and like we're all like pretty good at challenges, but you are too. And so is Jordan. So what I'm working on, and what I'm working on is Lauren from Red has sort of picked two people that she likes, and she likes Julian and Eric, and then she asked who I like, and I said Nina and Luke, and all six of them feel good about that. So basically, we're at 12 right now. I think the next 6 votes, I have a boot order in my head, and it's going to be a whole bunch of other people that hopefully aren't those 6. And then we'll get to those 6, and then we'll figure out what happens from there.
More comfortable going after someone like Josh than they would go after Kayla. Why? They don't want a woman now. Is that okay? I don't care as long as it's not me. Okay, well, is that okay? No, I feel like it's better to target a strategic threat rather than just another. I don't know if they're gonna want to do that. I basically told them they're like, no, we want to take out a woman.
I don't know if there's necessarily like a target that I have in mind. My big thing is figuring out what side we're going to be on, and who's like really going to be ready to work with us.
Said great. Which, I mean, she was saying that, but why not say red?
Originally, kind of coming into this merge, I thought that I had better vibes from the original blue team members, especially like Luke and Josh.
I want to have and create a good relationship with Matt from Grey. Earlier in the game, I helped him out with one of the tasks, with one of the challenges. I told him to shoot the basketball from the side to land it up the top. So I think that already gives me something to build off of. And hopefully I can just kind of charm him a little bit, and we can have some good conversations and have him feel like that I'm someone that is trustworthy and that he can work with.
Or he could be a really great shield moving forward because he just got called out, and maybe we take out someone like a Kayla, who I think is a little bit of a strategic mastermind probably.
I want Luke in the game. He's a big shield for me.
I love Luke. I'm so glad he got immunity. I think that's great for us. I think that gives Blue a little bit more power.
But he's also under radar shield. He's very, very good. He's very, 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 very good. And he could certainly beat me in the game, especially if I took him to the end.
Blue is a little bit of a bigger threat, so you go slightly under the radar, and Luke made it seem like that there are 2 pairs, Luke, Kayla, Josh, David. So obviously setting in another pair there is not going to inherently put us at a massive disadvantage.
There's 5 blue 4, because if we take out red, then it's 5-3-3. That's like a very slim margin. Like if we wanted to go back with red
I don't know if it was Dre calling the whole blue team out that planted that seed in my head, or if it was just maybe the vibes back at camp. They were all very like close together coming back, and it seemed like they're not gonna budge from themselves. And I think there could be a little bit more room to work into the red teams.
There's 4 red, 5 blue, and 3 gray.
Love the vibes of everyone. I don't know if there's like singular names that I have in mind. Just like, you know, I want to figure out how it is and see what the tribe dynamics are from here.
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm literally not sure. Do you have any thoughts? No, I mean, I like both. We haven't got a chance to talk yet. But I loved you from our very first second on the line to the thing, to smiling at each other at the thing. You have a beautiful smile. Yeah. And I get good vibes from you. So thank you. Thank you. So if like for me, that's good. And I want to make my way towards the end of the game, hopefully, right? So I think that has to happen in a particular way. That works, right? But that pathway has multiple avenues.
It's not a straight line.
I have the merge idol. If I get spooked at all, I'll play it tonight. But I don't know if I need to. Shoot, I don't know what's going on. But I'm happy that I have the safety. I don't think I necessarily need to use it now, and it might make me out to be a bigger threat than I am.
But we just need to make sure we're avoiding idols too. That's an important thing. There's only one idol in the game to my knowledge, and one of the original blue people probably has it. And it's probably a merge idol, and someone might have that now as well.
Do you guys have a name?
So they were thinking that it would possibly be like someone from Red, like a Julian, or if there's an easy vote to do an Austin.
Yeah.
Because
Austin. I find it Austin.
yeah, like, and I think that's something that everyone can get on board with, because like I don't think there's been enough time for advantages or like idols or anything to be found. And I'm saying this to you just out of full transparency, to build some of that trust moving forward, so that even if we don't vote the same way, at least like I've clued you guys into what's going on. Like you know what I mean, to try and build some trust. But yeah, as I said, I think Austin could be an easy vote, but there are people saying Julian.
All 3 guys on blue have all said we want to keep Lauren as a shield.
Okay.
So that's one positive thing.
Well, right now I feel good about Nina, Julian, and Eric. And then I'm trying to gain trust with Drew and Luke and Kayla. I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I don't think they want to vote me out right now. We'll see, but I don't have a lot of confidence.
I feel like the blue people, that Josh and David are quite sort of, I feel like still gung-ho on blue. And right now I'm just being completely transparent with you. I am really tossing up whether to stay blue like 1 or 2 more votes and maybe flip them, or like it's all about like when the right flip time is. If it's now, like I feel like I haven't been able to build trust with anybody yet because it's been such a short time, but I would like to build trust with people like yourself, with Lauren.
They all want to take out.
Yeah, I know.
And right now it's looking like it would be Josh.
Here's the thing. If that, yeah.
And Luke and David have both told me that would be really good.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that would be like definitely the one person that would most be.
Yeah, because
I'm down to sway either way. I'm down to turn on some blue for sure. Lauren and I we want to stick together and keep each other safe. We both know that we're probably the most targetable women. So we want to protect ourselves, keep each other as a shield.
The ideas that I've put, nothing has been confirmed, obviously, because that's not possible, is to just go for it. Yeah, I've heard that too. And I think the majority thought is to go for one. What do you think? Well, people brought you up to me and I said no. Thank you. And it seems like people, I've talked to Luke, Nina, and David, and also what do you feel about that? I am open to go with what's, like, getting traction, because I just don't think people are going to shut up about the numbers advantage until that isn't, which would be after this.
So that was like where I was starting. Then I'll probably, this is a little bit of a cop-out answer here, but I'm probably going to try to get a gauge for like what others are thinking, because I don't really want to go in pushing for something that there's no interest in or something, you know what I mean? But dude, where are you at? Or, like, where you're pushing? You get probably mad, because he's probably a ride or die,
I mean,
by default. Oh, okay.
maybe.
But I mean, that was only
hopefully, yeah.
from original.
But other than that, like, I don't really know. I certainly am, like, very up in the air. Like, I don't know which way to go. So really just kind of, like, looking for a name.
Okay.
I'm hoping that my trend of kind of keeping my name out of people's mouths from the pre-swap and the pre-merge can continue on here in this pretty vulnerable spot.
From afar, as I've kind of watched you, you were who when I talk to my tribes, you know, when we say like, who are the people in the other tribes that you're interested in? It was Drew, of course, is, it's probably everyone saying this, I would imagine, but,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I need to make it through this vote, for sure. And I'm scared. I played an idol correctly in another game for someone else. And that made me into a huge threat. So I gotta think about this very carefully and exactly what I want to do here.
I have my name.
Yes.
I have one vote.
Yes.
If we go to a tie, we have to have someone else with 2 votes or more.
I think we need to start confirming very soon with
Yes.
allies, because allies vote of red to see where the actual vote is going.
Yeah.
Because right now
I
it's
would,
four
I would
names.
feel more
What are the 4
comfortable.
names?
Listen, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
If my name's on the block.
Well, I heard a very light row of some red. And then I heard or a gray.
Yeah.
Not you. You're not.
I have a question. I have 1 vote. Who in this game has more than 1 vote that's on red? Only 1 person. That's Jess.
She's going to vote with us.
But
We have like a minute, you guys. Okay.
what's the vote? What's the vote?
Okay, then
Yeah, it's just someone has more votes.
Yes.
It's just for sure the one with the most votes. Anyone else?
Lauren's not going to vote yes. Lauren's not going to.
I just want to be safe. I feel like
Seems like people want to vote.
Okay.
And what I've heard is that they would be more comfortable with Josh, because I guess they were going to vote Josh.
I've made it this far. I've worked hard. We've won challenges. We've been a great, great tribe, and I want to try to play a game that benefits me, and I think now, this game, it benefits me to be loyal. So, or like slightly loyal, because I'm throwing everyone under the bus slightly, like David and Kayla. But that's just necessary for me to sink to the position and perception that I want to sink into.
I just saw your bag. Oh, it's right here.
No,
Yeah.
Does it? Or?
I don't know what's going on.
That was a close-up. Has it evolved since I
have not heard that since.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have only heard it late.
What do you want to read?
Oh, yeah. I don't think I'll vote a blue on this one, but that's not to say that. Me too. Yeah. So I'm going to choose on this one, but then I'm also, if Josh is the next one, I'm very happy. I'm cool with that.
Welcome to Tribal Council. We have our first jury member at this time, Rachel. Just a reminder, Rachel is not to be addressed. Do not engage with Rachel. She was only here to observe and listen. She will not participate until final Tribal Council. But we have our first jury member, which is pretty exciting. Luke, I'll start with you. First immunity win, that's exciting. Just curious, does that make you feel a little more confident to speak more openly? Do more people approaching you because you have that necklace? Do you feel like any dynamic changed because you have that safety?
I don't feel like there was much change in the dynamic. I probably feel the same way as everyone does in that the time that we had, whatever time we had, would not feel like enough time. And so I've heard a couple of names pop up. I've also been talking to people that I haven't had a chance to be on the same tribe with throughout the game up until this point. And I'm trying to like earn trust, keep trust, and it's kind of that tricky seesaw of like giving a little bit but also receiving a little bit as well. So I have told people what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do that knowing that it may not be the right vote.
All right. Kayla, the last vote was seemingly easy. I don't want to say any vote is very easy, right? And there's obviously emotion involved, but it seemed as though we all were on the same page. Do you feel like everyone's on the same page for this vote?
No. I think it got really hectic really fast. I heard, I think, 7 names in like that 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm very unsure what is about to happen. I think there will be at least 3 names written down if I had to guess, but I don't know.
Josh, we've asked this question a couple times, but I'm curious, now that we are in the more intense voting phase, are original tribal lines seemingly holding strong, or are you starting to see the cracks and shifts?
Let me first say that every tribal is intense. I think that in the merge, it's a free-for-all. You want to make relationships with new people, and you just want to progress your story one day further. And it's not easy. That's why it's called Outlast.
That's a good line. I'll use that. Thank you. Jess, we've talked a little bit about kind of the emotional and kind of mental just exhaustion that this game provides. Do you feel that is impacting the vote? Are you getting to a point where just like, I'm so tired I can't even think about it anymore, I'm just going to do X? Or do you feel like you've got the capacity to think about all the different scenarios even through that tiredness?
The capacity is there, the processing is just a little slower right now. And my eyes might cross when I'm talking to you, but it's just because I'm trying not to fall asleep. Yeah, it's the wheels are still spinning. I have 4 children. I've been more tired than this.
Austin, how has the group received you now that you are maybe a little bit more in the mix because you are not safe this round?
I think it's been pretty well. Like I said, we didn't get much time to talk. We went straight to a challenge and then we went back for maybe like 5-10 minutes, if that. I only talked to 4 different people and I got 4 different names. So, I guess we'll see.
So Nina, a lot of names out there, a lot of names around. How do you figure out what is plan A? What is the name you're going to stick with?
I think a lot of the times it's just the last one that sticks. So yeah, if we had maybe 10 more minutes, it may be a different person going home.
David, are people starting to look at threats in a different way now? You are in the merge. You are starting to form a jury. Are people thinking about resume building and threat management?
In my conversations, that wasn't coming up, but I'd imagine that's always on people's minds. And when you get to this point, it's the home stretch, more or less, you know, so you're thinking about threats both from a challenge ability, but, you know, in the end, you know, who are the threats to win? I think for all of us going from a tribe of 7 to a tribe of, you know, tribe of 7 was hard to like quickly figure out what's going on. And then we went to a tribe of 8, and then we went to a tribe of 12, and it was actually 13 because Austin was there, you know, that wasn't able to vote. But it's a lot. You kind of start these conversations and say, okay, I think you start a conversation with somebody or some buddies, and then you say, okay, let's circle back. And all of a sudden it's time to go to tribal, and you're going, what was the last thing we landed on? It's sort of like what Nina just said. It's I guess, you know, it's like musical chairs almost with names that, you know, or maybe that's not the right word. It's almost like Jeopardy, I guess, with names where you're spinning the wheel and not Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune. And I want to answer her question when you asked it. I don't have any brain space left.
Julian, I'm curious about, I think you've talked a little bit about being on the younger side and one of the younger players. And do you think that has come into play at all as you're discussing strategy? Do you think any sort of demographic type qualities of people are coming into play during strategy talk?
I sure hope not. Not that I've heard of. So I'm hoping I'm okay. But honestly, I have no idea where this is going to go. Just don't know.
Eric, how different is kind of the pace of the game, the speed at which the game is moving? Is that what you expected, or is it moving much faster than maybe you anticipated coming in?
It's slow waiting for things. I mean, our group was winning some of the immunities, so we didn't have to get to do a lot of the confessions and come here. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm excited to, you know, hear what Nina had to say and what Josh had to say. I mean, we're meeting a lot of new people, and I think that's interesting because we're now quickly rushed to come up here. So I didn't have time to even talk to Kayla, so I was like just talking to her on the way up. I was like, wait, I need 10 more minutes. So I kind of felt like this was rushed to come up here.
Drew, as Eric mentioned, you're meeting some of these people for the first time, interacting in kind of different ways. How quickly do you think you can build trust with someone that you are just meeting at this point in the game?
I mean, it all depends. Because, like, we interacted between challenges and, like, during challenges as well. So, like, there are, like, levels of a relationship that exists between everyone here. So I don't think it's completely starting from zero.
So, Lauren, from your perspective, what do you think is the right move right now for this merged tribe, and maybe for you individually? What's this vote coming down to for you?
Girl, I don't have any clue. Like, people are still talking to each other, and I don't know what's happening. I told people what I was gonna do, and I just talked to people about it. I literally don't have a better answer for you, and I really apologize, and next time I'll think about it more.
That's okay. Matt, Lauren mentioned we are seeing a little bit of whispering. I'm not sure if you're noticing it, but it's certainly happening pretty live. Do you think the vote is still changing and still live right now?
I don't know that it's set right now. I mean, there was talking on the trail up here. I don't think there's one person here that knows what this vote count is going to be honest with you. So I think some people are going to be surprised for sure, if not most of us.
Well, this is your tribal council, so if there's anything anybody needs to say to each other or anybody want to talk, We always love a live tribal. If anybody needs clarification on what's going on, now's a good time. No? Everybody good? Last shot. All right. We'll start with Josh.
Seemed like a great person. We hadn't had the opportunity to really talk or play this game together. This is a vote that I'm trusting my allies with.
I'm back. You're gonna hear a lot of people saying they don't know where the vote's going, but even like the tribal where I got voted out, I always know where the vote's going. Let's hope there's not 3 idols this time. That'd be great.
I love this part of the game. I love when it gets messy.
Okay. I really wanted to work with this person, but like, I wanted to get someone else out, but then the people that I was trying to work with were saying, no, we won't put a girl. And I was like, okay, that's valid, because there aren't that many girls in the merge, and it's kind of left, like, you know. But then on their way to tribal, I think it was you who started saying my name, and I'm nervous. I'm hoping that the people who said that they want to work with me still want to work with me, because in that case, that we have the numbers. Though I know this vote will be everywhere, so I'm trying to stay calm when I say my name, but you know, I hope we can like connect more after the game.
What's happening?
If only I knew what to write on this piece of paper. I'm looking at it like it's gonna appear itself, so we know.
Alright, so I'm going to be voting Julian. I'm 90% sure that this is the wrong vote, but I have told everybody that I'm voting Julian on a round that I have immunity, to try and take a little bit of the heat off of me. If I'm being openly honest with everyone, knowing that it may not be correct, when I then need to lie in the future, they may buy into it.
Heard a lot of names. There was a mass scramble leading up to this tribal, and with 12 people, it's hard to have one-on-one conversations, group conversations, kind of start establishing a plan, want to circle back on it, talk to some other people, and all of a sudden, you know, names start going in a different direction. I've been trying to make a dynamic merge. I don't want to just have, you know, blue just run everything or red run everything or whatever it is. I don't like that type of game.
Just too strong in challenges, and I can't let 2 people dictate the way the votes are going to go.
Once the votes have been read, the person will be asked to leave the tribal council area immediately and will become the second member of our jury. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol or an advantage and you'd like to play it, now is the time to do so. All right, I'll read the votes. First vote, Julian. Next vote, Drew. 1 vote Julian, 1 vote Drew. Next vote, Josh. 1 vote Julian, 1 vote Drew, 1 vote Josh. Next vote, Drew. 2 votes Drew, 1 vote Josh, 1 vote Julie. Josh. 2 votes Drew, 2 votes Josh, 1 vote Julie. Next vote. Drew. 3 votes Drew, 2 votes Josh, 1 vote Julie. Next vote. Josh. 3 votes Drew, 3 votes Josh, 1 vote Julie. Next vote. Drew. 4 votes Drew, 3 votes Josh, 1 vote Julie. Drew. 5 votes Drew, 3 votes Josh, 1 vote Julian. Next vote. Drew. Drew with 6 votes. The votes are lined up. That is enough. Bring your torch. All right, Drew, your tribe has spoken. Thank you so much for playing. All right,
Like as we were coming into tribal, Luke told me that Josh was saying my name, and I was like, okay. And then as we were sitting there, I heard Luke tell Lauren my name, and then it was in that moment that my I felt my heart in my stomach, and I was like, I think that's it. I am proud of myself for persevering through like everything, and I think where I went wrong is I didn't quite get my footing once we hit merge, because I was just like, I don't know what's going on. And like Matt wanted to go one way, I wanted to go the other, and I should have just stuck to my guns and done what I wanted to do rather than like trying to stick with the two. But ultimately I had a really great time. Amazing experience.
I told Drew that I would look out for them and I wouldn't vote for them. I was told by Kayla at the last minute that it would be Drew, and so I'm not going to vote for them. In the case that I make it to final tribal council, I need to let them know that I wasn't a part of it whatsoever.
It's definitely recommended to anyone who either have played LRGs before or have not. Lovely experience, definitely like recreates the magic of what Survivor feels like on TV, or what similar games seem like on TV. But yeah, amazing experience, wouldn't trade it for the world.